Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing good and fine out there. Welcome to Coffee with a Ghost. I'm Ghost, your host with the favorite most. And I hope you guys are seeing everything fine on your end. There we go. It's like we are doing good and we are running at this point. So, my friends, my people, how are you? I hope everybody is doing good and is fine out there. Alrighty, I'm just trying to make sure my cameras are all caught up with me here. So, that being said, we are here talking about the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. It's come through, it has visited, it's left its friends, it has said hello. For you guys that don't know, I'm coming live to you right now from the Haunted Mansion here in Tampa Bay, Florida, real close to the coastline. I'm about 2.5 miles from what's known as St. Joseph Sound, which is real near Clearwater Beach, basically right smack dab on the Gulf of Mexico. All right, let's get into it. Now, we're going to talk about the storm and, of course, the aftermath and how it's affected the community and how it's affected the airsoft community. But first, I want to say thank you to all the first responders. I still hear you out there. I still hear your sirens. I still hear what's going on and the linemen that kept it going. An amazing thing here. Here at the Haunted Mansion, we actually did not lose any electricity. We stayed on during it. Now we had about 3 to 4 inches of flooding, but somehow our power stayed on. So I think that gives a really massive contributor to what has essentially been a devastating storm in so many ways, so many ways. Um, what's up, Jason? It's good to see you on, buddy. I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for joining us this evening. So, within total, last I heard, there are quite a bit of people still in the state of Florida right now that do not have what we would call uh, power. Not just power or electricity, but possibly water, things like that. It's definitely one of those things right now that is really kind of, hit us pretty good out here. For those people out there, I want you to stay safe, stay in shelter. If you're watching this on your cell phone, maybe, or catching it a different way, after the view, please let me know that you guys are doing good in the comments. Yes, Jason, brother, thank you for that support. We appreciate it here at the Haunted Mansion, very, very much so. I'm gonna drop that down to the bottom, which was a way to keep it where I could see both the comments, and I'll have to figure that out later. But anyways, yes, much appreciated, Crazy Jason. If you guys have never heard of Crazy Jason, that dude is, well, he is Crazy Jason. You should see him on the field. He is an incredible RTO. I want to give much props to him. Without him at Shadowlands, might have been a lot different. We'll get into that a little bit later in the show. I do want to talk about Shadowlands, and I apologize for not getting more photos and videos of that out lately. You gotta understand, it's been kind of, it's been a little interesting for us to say the least. I'm gonna minimize that just so we have just a screen up. So I won't be able to see your comments for a few minutes. I'll check back on those in a second, and I'll try to bounce back and forth with that. I'm very, very new to the live thing. Getting pushed a little bit more here at the Haunted Mansion to try this out. So, with that being said, let's get into it. We got hit basically here in my area with a category 3. Hope you got your good cup of coffee with you. So, what that meant is hell, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, to the point where we had some pretty catastrophic flooding in some areas. A lot of people right now are dealing with some pretty interesting situations at their homes. I feel for you. If you are out there and you see your neighbors that they need help or something like that, please lend what you can. Please be that community that raises each other up. Let's show why Florida is that state that bounces back every time from something like this. Because we are strong in our state and we take care of each other. So, I mean, I really would love to see that even in post comments here. If you're catching us live and you're watching it later, a big shout out to the communities here because that's going to be what gets us back to where we should be. Unfortunately, when you get out and look at some of the businesses, they have gotten hit pretty hard. And this is an airsoft channel. So we got to talk about airsoft world and how it's affected. Unfortunately, my guys over there at Black Tiger Airsoft in Plant City, there we go, pop that up in the corner. I hope you guys can see it. That's their logo. They got pretty hit pretty hard. It is not looking pretty good out there. Those guys, for anybody local, in my opinion, is one of the best airsoft fields in this area of Florida, and right outside the Tampa Bay area. They do so much out there. They're constantly creating and changing up the field. They're always trying to come up with new games. Big shout out to Black Tiger. I mean, again, if you haven't heard of them, go to Facebook, check them out, Black Tiger Airsoft. For the people who are local that hopefully catch this show and see what's going on, and you fight this field, you understand what I'm talking about. They're like, I have seen kids come running up going, my battery died, and guys just tossing them batteries. Everybody out there that works for Black Tiger or who's associated with Black Tiger Airsoft has been some of the most welcoming people I have seen in the airsoft community. I have been lucky now to go to events outside my state. I've been lucky to meet people all across the country and actually all across the world because of airsoft. But you want to hear something funny? When my boy Cutter got me to go out and play airsoft, this place right here, Black Tiger, that is where he took me for my first game. Now, interesting enough, it was on an older field that they were no longer located at. They moved and upgraded to a better field, more stuff that can be done, more obstacles, more cover to be played with. And in my opinion, one of the best airsoft shooting ranges I've actually seen. I mean, where you're just standing and getting to zone in, sight in, or just plank at all these different cool targets that they have set up. Not just getting out there and playing matches. They seem to have gotten the full encompass of airsoft there, including an amazing trailer that has awesome stuff to buy. But this is where the sad part comes in. Milton has definitely taken its toll on Black Tiger Airsoft, folks. I am sending out the shout out call right now. If you are in the Tampa Bay area and you are involved with airsoft, or you know somebody's involved with airsoft, or you just like to get out and volunteer and help your community, Black Tiger needs that help right now. They need our support from the airsoft community. I am sending up that flare, that radio call, whatever you want to call it. I'm sending it up. We're going to rotate a little bit here through some photos, and then we'll get into how you might be able to possibly help. All right, there, right there are, I'm going to actually make this full screen so we can see even better. There, right there is the inside of one of their areas where they sell and they have items for sale. You see how deep the water is right there. That is an aerial image of the field. As you can see, it's an incredible field when it doesn't have what looks like, I'm going to call it Black Tiger Lake. That's right. I don't know if anybody else has coined it yet, but we're just going to call that Black Tiger Lake or Tigger Lake for a nickname. She has taken over almost, in my opinion, at least back quarter or half the field right there, guys. And don't know how much you can see of my mouse right here circling. This is sad. This is not good. This was a fun area to go in. All this was just so much fun. But it's caused a lot of debris, and it is just not good for them right now. So here's the call. They are going to be looking for volunteers to come out real soon. So if you're watching this and you're wondering how you can help, please go to Facebook, look up Black Tiger Airsoft. You'll see their address underneath there. This is Plant City. And message them or post on their thing going, hey, how's the volunteer stuff going to go? I wish I had more information to give you about how they're going to coordinate that. I've been watching their page. I don't know if they have totally got that set up yet, but it will be real soon. They did say they're going to be looking for volunteers real soon. That's why I'm jumping on here so fast to talk about this. Because if there's one community I know it can help each other and keep moving forward, it's the airsoft community. So again, big shout out to Black Tiger Airsoft. Let me see if I can pull their, oh no, it went bye-bye. So anyways, big shout out to Black Tiger Airsoft and what's going on with them and everything that's been happening over there. We are sending much good energy to you. We want to see, people get out there and try to help with this and make sure it's getting better. So yeah, Jason, you were right. Seeing that damage out there right now is just, it's sad. These are not big airsofters. These are not a huge company. They are doing the best with what they had out there in the first place. It's been amazing watching the journey of Black Tiger. Getting to be that player that's gotten to know the people at work out there and to see how they have just put so much of themselves into that field. And here comes Milton. Wants us to throw a temper tantrum and all of us out here in Tampa. I said it in my last live. I got a lot better internet now this time. Maybe it'll stick with it. But I will say it again. Somebody on the west coast of Tampa, I don't know who it is. I don't know what they're messing with, but they are messing with the flow of West Tampa here. I mean, come on, two in a row, and they're talking about another one possibly out in the water right now. We need to find out who is, messing with the juju, man. Because quit it. Because we're going to find you and you're going to get booted. This has not happened. And I swear, I looked it up over 100 years. We have not had anything close to this kind of storm in Tampa Bay. And everybody's going, the Ghost Haunted Mansion. It's located in Florida. I mean, you're used to hurricanes. Yes, we're used to hurricanes. But back to back like that is not something we're not used to. And to Tampa Bay taking a direct hit from a storm isn't actually as common as you think. We used to joke about it that it was the Indians back in the day who had set us up for 100 years without storm, which is kind of a scary thought if you think about it right now. 100 years, 100 years. Or we had a bubble outside of the Bay of Tampa that just somehow kept the big storms from coming in and hitting us. But lately, it just seems a little bit different. And Milton, he put some work on us. I have not seen all the damage out there. I personally am not one of those that went riding around today. I did get a hold of people I know that possibly could need help, and luckily all my people are good. Been much love out there for that. That everybody I know personally has made it through very safely. And there's been some debris and there's been some damage, but personally, they are safe. And I could not ask for more after a storm like this. So we continue with the airsoft part of it. And then unfortunately, it's kind of a hard thing, especially for a field like Black Tiger. And I would love to hear if you know of a field outside of my general area, the Tampa Bay area, that's being affected and needs some help. Please feel free to contact me, message me, put something in a comment. I'm also on Discord. I have Instagram. I have, TikTok. You can find me in lots of different places. The ghost has gotten social. Let me know. I have no problem getting that information out there. That is, if I need to be that focal point to get information for people to get help right now in the airsoft community, please let me know. Because unfortunately, if you're a Florida, player, a lot of this kind of like the beginning of our season. A lot of us kind of do play during the summer, but you kind of venture more towards indoor fields. Like CIA, who's got an amazing, in Tampa, big shout out to them, amazing air conditioned facility. But when it comes to this time of year is when we start to kind of go outward a little bit more toward bigger fields. You see more mill sims happening. You're seeing more larger areas. Being that, Florida can get really freaking hot during the summer. Oh, I love my state, but it was this year, it felt like somebody just turned the oven on and left the door on, and grandma was screaming. We all were there at one time, Somebody close that dang oven, the house is getting too hot. Yeah, well, that was Florida the whole summer. So we don't get out as much as maybe some other areas. So now to have these storms hit right before what we kind of consider our season can be very detrimental to the businesses. It can be very detrimental to the fields and the people who participate in those, because even that drops all the way down to your simple sellers that come out and set up tables at these events and fields at certain times of the month to do buy, sell, and trade events. This can even affect them. This can become such a big trickle down effect. And I want to see the airsoft community come together. So if you have a field near you, and they need volunteers, I encourage you to get out there and volunteer. I'm going to do everything I can to be out there when Black Tiger asks for volunteers at my local field. If you know somebody that needs help with anything, if you can give it, give it. It's better to be the helpful person than a selfish person. Just saying. Ghost logic there. So, it is definitely out there right now. Again, if you know a field or know somebody and you need to get information out that they need volunteers, get that information. Try to get it over to me. We will do our best here at the Haunted Mansion to get that information back out to you folks. If there's somebody's wanting to host an event to possibly help with cleanup and do something else as far as raising stuff for that, again, please get a hold of us here at the Haunted House. You can comment on here. I will message you back, or you can message me directly. Or again, I'm on Discord. You can find me at Shadow Ghost F13, or look me up with Celtic Wolf 1383. Those are my two main handles with Discord. Or you can find me always on Team Shadow Airsoft. I'm always connected with that. That is my airsoft team. Big shout out to Team Shadow Airsoft. You guys have been amazing during this storm. Amazing. I mean, people ask, well, man, Ghost, you were military for so many years and you did this and you did that and now you're doing this. What was the main reason for getting into airsoft? I'll tell you right now, this storm showed me why I'm into airsoft. Yes, it is fun to go out there and shoot some pew pews. It is fun to go out there and tag a buddy in the butt cheek. I mean, come on, I love seeing a buddy jump. Oh, you got it! Hey, hey, hey. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but the community that I've been introduced, the group of people that I've been introduced, people that some of them not even met in person. And they're hitting me up at 12:30 at night going, hey, is you and your family okay? Is there anything we can do? I'm out here in Cali, man. Let me know what I can do. That is the type of people you want in your life. And if you don't have those type of people, find those type of people. For me, I ended up finding them in the airsoft community. And that's how I know we're going to get out there and we're going to volunteer and we're going to do stuff to help this situation right now. Because I already know the type of people that are out there. And, this is even hitting the haunted house. I'm not going to deny a little bit. I mean, we had flooding downstairs and we had some plans. This is October, people. I got some things to announce here in a few minutes when it comes to the haunted house and Shadow Ghost. This is my month. We all know what's coming. We all know my holiday is right around the corner, and this is some devastating stuff to happen right at the beginning of October. So let's see what's going on with the comments here real quick. Check that out. Whoever's doing the rain dance needs to move to Cali. I agree. Totally agree. Jason, I am 100% agree with that. Whoa, lights changed there. Let's unclick that. I totally agree with that. Poor Cali, man. I know several people out there in Cali. I'm sending you guys sympathy. If we could send our rain somehow your way, I would have already done it. You guys need it so bad. Oh, it has been crazy drought out in Cali right now. If you want a good desert game, I guess Cali's the place to go at the moment. Nice cat. I like that cat 98. Rain dances in Cali cause forest fires next year. I'm not gonna, comment on what causes forest fires 100% in Cali at the moment. I know it's very sad. I, man, all I know is whoever's messing with our juju here needs to rotate to somewhere else before us Florida people have to really show them the good end of a gator because this is just ridiculous. Which, by the way, if you guys are not a follower of Instagram or Snapchat on mine or Discord, please go check it out. You'll actually find a picture of a gator in my backyard. Yeah, that's right. We woke up with a swamp puppy hanging out in the backyard today. It's a pretty little guy, I guess. But he's made his way out. For people who are curious, no, we did not have to call anybody to have a gator, removal, thankfully, because there was enough going on after the storm right now to even try to think about that. Most of us neighbors banded together and just kept the kids and pets away from him and let him do his thing. People have asked what size was he. I'll be honest, I did not get too close on that said gator to get 100% estimate on size. I'm gonna say it looked like somewhere between like a 6 footer and maybe an 8 footer at the longest. Which I know for a lot of people outside of Florida going, oh my god, that's a big gator. No, that is what we call a swamp puppy. You see, a big gator is like 18 feet. And if you think I'm joking, go check the Tampa Bay news. Maybe a year ago, they had to pull an 18-footer out of one of the local parks. That is a big gator. Now, is that the biggest? No. You get out in the Everglades, you can see 22-footers like it ain't nothing. But, yep, we did have one back there. I believe the neighbors started calling him Charlie Chomp Chomp the Gator. Gotta love the neighbors. And we haven't spotted him in a few hours, so I'm assuming he's probably moved away. And I'm not gonna say what location, just in case any kind of neighbors or neighborhood kids happen to catch my videos. I am telling you where I think that gator went because y'all need to stay away from that gator, you frickin' heathens. That's all I'm gonna say. You know who I'm talking to. All right. Oh, nice to know that. Okay. That is Shadow Viper. Okay, my apologies, Cat98. I did not realize we were in the presence of Shadow Viper. I guess that means since it was brought up on my live, I get to do this officially. So, for you people out there who don't know, haha, I'm gonna put you on the spot there, Viper. We have a new member of Team Shadow Airsoft. That is now Shadow Viper. He got to participate before his vote actually on if he was going to become a member and make his decision fully if he'd like to join the team. And he has done so and has been accepted onto Team Shadow Airsoft. I am proud to call him a brother of my team. He is an awesome guy. It was a blast. This light looks a little weird. There we go. It was a blast to play with him. I happen to say I know a certain mission that he pulled back a secret live prisoner. So yeah, if y'all out there playing Airsoft, be aware. Shadow Viper's now on Team Shadow Airsoft. That's right. That's right. We're collecting members. We're coming. We're coming. And of course, if you are interested in Team Shadow Airsoft, you can find Team Shadow Airsoft on Discord, and you can find them at teamshadowairsoft.com, where they have our merchandise. That's right. There's t-shirts, there's hats, and including mystery boxes. Yes, mystery boxes. I'm gonna put that out there right now because seeing what comes in these mystery boxes, and I know who puts them together and who texts them, and I promise you, anything that comes in a mystery box, as far as the replica Pew Pew, is not what normally would come in a mystery box. So let's just put it that way. Team Shadow Airsoft represents. And boy, did we represent. Moving on a little bit more off of that Milton sadness. Man, if you have a kid anytime soon, don't name your kid Milton. That's all I'm saying. Like, for the next 25 years, let us Floridians kind of down on the whole Milton thing, if you don't mind. But moving on from that, let's talk about Shadowlands. Since, I got to introduce Viper a second ago, Crazy Jason's on here, another member of Team Shadow Airsoft. Let's talk about Shadowlands. And let's talk about how it went. All right. It was awesome. It was, I think, one of the better events I've not just got to participate or be in, but actually have heard of in a long time. Some major shout outs to people and members of our team that had to travel through a storm just to get to us, and I am thankful to whatever you want to believe in that they made it there safely. If you would like to hear about that adventure, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Squirrely Nuts. You've seen him on my page before. He's one of my earlier interviews. Go check out his page. He explains that whole adventure through half of the country to get to that game. And the epic it was Shadowlands. It was my first time in Airsoft Community getting to command a team. There are some different differences. It was a lot more, let me think, what is the word? Strenuous than I thought. I don't want to use the word stressful because I was lucky. But balancing what it is like to be a commander and not be able to advance forward and see firsthand what's going on. Having information relayed back to you just by radio system. Took me back where I guess I could eventually say I know what it felt like for, you know, people in the military back in older military times like Vietnam and eras before we had drones and camera systems and live feeds that could really show us what was going on the field. It was definitely interesting. But I'm going to give credit for Team Shadow, who 90% of it, actually, I think all members of Team Shadow Airsoft were on Team Last Hope. My team. I am going to give credit. That talk about some guys that showed up and put out. I mean, I could, and not all of them are military veterans. Good portion of them, including my RTO, my direct RTO, were not military members. They were civilians. But I will tell you right now, I will take that RTO with me again. They knew how to handle it. We knew how to communicate and we knew how to have fun. And I think everybody that walked away from Shadowlands had fun. I mean, it was everything from a juggernaut, was to the did not catch his name. I do apologize to the guy that played the juggernaut. Dude. Oh, epic. Epic job. Oh man, there was one moment where I turned and he was coming up on our command post, and the mask that he was wearing, holding that minigun. For a second, I thought I was at Airsoft. it kind of put a little whoa. This is serious, and that's what you love, that thrill, that adrenaline rush. We just everybody I talked to afterwards had a great time. So a big shout out to Airsoft Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. If you were in that area, you have not been out to check them out. I don't know what your problem is. You better get out there and check them out. That field was, man, if that's your everyday field, that's like us for Black Tiger here. I mean, that is such an awesome everyday field. If you were traveling through and you're like, I want to stop somewhere and do a remote airsoft game, somewhere outside of where I'm at, I'm totally going to recommend Airsoft Charleston's field. It, you had everything from a nest area, which was some of the best CQB outdoors that I've seen in a long time in the middle of a course. You had woodlands, you had trenches, you had roadways, you had connexes, you had zigzag walls. And I mean, it was just a great field. It really was. And the gameplay was awesome. It just totally was. Let me check out some of the comments here real quick. Uh, Jaw, I understand, brother. I understand, JAW Jaw. I had talked to you before the event actually about that in school, and man, there is no downside on that, brother. School comes first. That is one thing Ghost will promote. I am in and out of school even at this age. I love education. I am a person who believes that the smarter you are, the better you are. And for somebody that does kind of have, a little bit of military experience, I will have to say the best soldiers out on the field were the smart ones. Muscles, yeah, they're great. They help. They hold you up. But man, that brains. And I'm out there playing airsoft right now. I have to say the smarter guys are the better guys. Big shout out to Cutter. He was my sergeant major running through Shadowlands, and I did not have to break things down when I gave him orders. And that shows intelligence because he's taken an order from a military person and going, okay, how can I separate this and break this down to squad level as fast as possible in real time movement? But Jaw, hopefully one of these times we will have you at an event. I can't wait to see you out there playing with us at some point, man. I would love to meet you in person. You're always out there supporting us on social media, stuff like that. Much shout out for that, dude. But good job with that school and keeping up with it, man. The Juggernaut was a guy named Parker. Well, Parker, if you happen to catch this, you are a good Juggernaut. I will say that much. You are awesome at what you do. So, but me and Cutter, we did the road trip thing up. Oh, how many people caught my video? Wow. Well, as soon as we crossed into Georgia, we were on the back end of Helene, and Georgia got hit pretty hard. There were a lot of areas we couldn't even get gas. At one point, Cutter's holding on to the steering wheel, doing his best to keep eyes forward, and I'm doing the whole spotted observer thing, looking on both sides, trying to go, do I see anything with electricity? Just so we can get a tank of gas. Finally, luckily, we did find a place, and he's driving a car that just has got amazing gas mileage. I don't know if Cutter has a nickname for his car. I didn't even think about asking him that. You know, that's whatever it is, it's a good car. It really, really is. So it made us there. We stayed at a place now called nicknamed Team Shadow Barracks. It was set up by my sergeant major because sergeant majors, that's what they do, and mine took care of business. And it was just a great time, and the food, oh, Oh man, I'm not even gonna hit you guys with that and make you get all jelly of how Team Shadow eats, but we eat. How long that we eat? Yeah, we get some good grub on. All right, guys. Well, my coffee is getting towards the end. We've been on here a little over 30 minutes. I'm going to sit on for a little bit longer. If anybody's got any questions about the aftermath of the storm or anything like that, I'm more than happy to answer them. And go over the different things that are happening. I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit right here. Oh no, you're kidding me, Viper. You're telling me Jason did not share the leftovers? Jason, come on now. I shared some of the jalapenos that you sent me home with. By the way, big shout out to Crazy Jason and those jalapenos straight out of some good old country dirt. That's all I'm gonna say. I love living in a metropolitan area. I love living in a city. It is one of my. We got so many things around us that we can go do and stuff like that. Part of the things I miss from the country, though, is good vegetable garden. My boy Jason brought me some good jalapenos. They're so good. Not my fault. Michael ate it off. Oh, little man Michael ate it off. You know, a lot of kids, I'd question that, but if Michael can eat like his big brother can eat, phew, I'll tell you, I can maybe believe it. Because Piper sat down next to me, and I've seen very few people could keep up with me eating, and that boy finished a few seconds right after I did. I was like, oh, God, that boy can eat. All right. Oh, you were in a trade school learning electronics. That is awesome. Awesome. I love the idea of trade schools. I think there's such a awesome benefit to, you know, college. I don't think 4 years necessarily always the best option. Interesting enough, I have a certification that I dealt with in a trade school, and I've also done some of the what you call standard college. And luckily, when I came out of the service, I came out with military credits that helped me advance into that. For any young person out there that's going, well, what's up with the military? Is it really worth it? Well, actually, in some ways, it can be. It did benefit me in a way with that. It helped me push through. So, oh, you're in high school trying to get into a trade school. Awesome. Well, work at it, man. Trade schools, again, I think are a great, great option. I've talked to some buddies that did trade school, and I'm very straight. I know they're making more than some of the people I knew went to 4 year school. So I am definitely not going to put down the idea of a trade school. I think we need them, and I think they're a great way of going. And man, keep pushing at it, brother. Keep pushing. That's why every time I see you on any of the other platforms or talking, I'm always asking about how you're doing with the school, bro. I think it is so important. If there's one thing, even I try to get to my little young ghosties out there and try to explain to them that education is just so important from high school level on. I mean, and I don't regret my decisions for going into the service right out of high school one bit. I was lucky to have a good first officer in charge, my first commander, my OIC. He was really big about picking out certain soldiers, I guess, that he felt could advance farther and getting us to go to correspondent courses and doing stuff like that. I'm not going to give his name out there if he ever does catch my channel. Man, you saved me so many ways. So many ways I could have gone down a different route as a military person, and you pushed me to always go, what's next? What's better? And that's my best advice to anybody that goes, Ghost, how did you get to where you're doing what you're doing now or where you were at in the military? How did you get to that point? Is I never sat back and said, okay, I'm done. That is the new. I do not look at that. Ghost doesn't like that idea one bit. My point of view is to look at something and go, what's next? How do I get to the next level? Even when if I go and get a job and the guy hires me and I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm going, okay, so what's the next job above mine? Okay, what's the next job above that? What's the next? And I'm always wanting to know how to go farther. And that's my best advice to anybody when it comes to getting trade certifications, or it's going to 4 year school, or you're trying to do correspondent courses, or you're looking at military, or God, you're going to work at McDonald's. It works. I promise you. Walk in the door to McDonald's, get hired on at the most basic level job and go, okay, so what's it take to become an assistant manager? Then work up yourself to becoming an assistant manager. And then look at them and go, okay, so what do I got to do to become a manager? What requirements is there of me to be able to be qualified to be a manager? Well, you got to do this, and this. Achieve that. And then when you're there, you just keep doing that every time. I don't care if you become an owner of a place. Then you go, well, how do I own more than one McDonald's? That's how you do it, kids. That is how you do it. Check on these. You're trying, and it's like a competition to get in. Yes, yes, it is a competition. 100%. That is how it is. I wish I could say it was a little different, but you know what? That's part of it. It's always a competition. Always, even for the job interview. There's always going to be that competition, brother. Strive to it. Fight hard. Always push through it. And that's my best way to go with that. All right. Let's see. Gonna backtrack up here. Pet the swamp puppy. No, I did not pet the swamp puppy. But not this time. That swamp puppy looked like it might have been hungry and pissed off from a hurricane. And I don't know. I don't think Chompy Charlie there wanted to really be messed with. I'm afraid Chompy Charlie might have been looking for a small dog to hang out with, if you get my point. Cutter, my brother, you were on here. I don't know if you're still here or not. We are still without power, but safe. Brother, if you do catch us, you need me at all, please, please hit me up, brother. Please, please hit me up. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes. So if anybody wants to ask any questions about the storm or about Shadowlands, feel free. And then we're going to hop off here for this evening. If you'd like to meet me over at Discord, that's where I will be. Oh, so, but yes, it has been pretty damaging out here. I want to reiterate again if you're interested in helping out Black Tiger Airsoft and volunteering with the cleanup and some of the stuff they have going there, please contact them on Facebook at Black Tiger Airsoft. If you have a local field in the state of Florida or was affected in any area by this storm, Hurricane Milton, please put in the comments. I'm going to keep coming back and checking those, or you could message me directly through here, or you can find me at Discord. I am under Celtic Wolf 1383 or Shadow Ghost F13. You can find me in both spots. Please directly message me that way. I will get that information out here as fast as I possibly can. And if anybody comes up with anything like GoFundMe or something like that to help these fields, if that is something that they are going to require help with, I will try my best to get that information out there to you guys as fast as I possibly can. So, if you again are in this area and you're catching us on your phone later on or something like that and you don't have power, please, please take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Good energy being sent out to you. Here at the Haunted House, we feel for our neighbors, we feel for our community. We're going to do everything in our power here to uplift our community, to help raise it back up to not just the standard that it was at, but a better standard. And we encourage all of you out there to do the same. I'm going to check the comments right here, right now. Are there any other big events in like April? Actually, we're hoping with Black Tiger. I'm not exactly sure where you're located at. Was talking about a big milsim type event that was going to be a day and night event where it starts in the morning and plays into midnight that night. I don't have their full schedule right now, and unfortunately, with the storm, it's pretty shut down. Now, I will encourage you to come back here again later and check on for anything and scheduled in the Florida area. Um, Oh, wait a minute. Before we get off there is some things from Coffee with the Ghost I wanted to talk about Halloween. So, here's a big thing. One, going to be coming up with a fundraiser real soon. Be watching for that. We were going to have a lot more for it set up here. Some things going on with that, but be looking for that. It's going to be about soldier awareness and PTSD awareness and unfortunately soldier suicide. And we here at the Haunted House want to raise some money for that cause. So be paying attention to that. Hopefully, we will have the information out for that within the next week of how that's going to work. Another thing, if you got kiddos out there, Ghost is going to be doing a real special episode for the kiddos. So now maybe reading a story just for the kiddos. I mean, it's Halloween. They got to come see Uncle Shadow Ghost. So with that being said, you guys pay attention to that. I'm going to have it out here real soon. It's going to be a very, very special Halloween episode. I think it'll release a couple days before Halloween. As far as events, we are hoping to maybe have something, a secondary event for Team Shadow, maybe in the Florida area. We're not announcing it directly yet. We're not pushing that. We'll see what the future holds. Anything that we were looking at for that and directions for people that might have heard this, what I like to call the scuttlebutt about that, it's been put on hold, guys. Black Tiger Airsoft right now, my local field needs help. That's going to come first. So we will get to planning a big event real soon with that. But if you're looking for other events, I really suggest that you hit Milsim West. Check out what they've got going on. They announce a lot of events. And there are a couple other major groups out there right now that will put those out there for you. And don't forget to check Discord. It's always there. They have a lot of events that are popping up on there for you guys to check out also. Check the comments here real quick. John. Okay, that's true. Random guy Kev is awesome. Big shout out to him. Jason, awesome point out right there. He is really good at keeping up on what events are going on and happening in the area. He is like the man for that. So definitely check with him. With that being said, I'm getting ready to hop off here. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the aftermath of the storm and what's happening here in the Tampa Bay area. Got another episode we're going to be talking about melee weapons for airsoft. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you think it's even worth having? I have a special one that I happen to order from a good company, and we'll be talking about that in the next episode. But until then, good energy to everybody. Remember, play safe. It's the best game's a safe game. Until I talk to you guys next time, get your ghost on.